Hey yo, it's your boy Kaliko. Today on Mining America, because that's still the name of this channel, actually I think I named it Kaliko and Mining America. That way it gives me an excuse to do these other videos that you guys have been seeing recently. But today, what I have for you is opening bags of fire agate that I haven't opened since I actually mined them at the mine itself. And that was at least 2 seasons ago, I think. 2 seasons ago, I pulled this stuff out of the ground, and I haven't seen this since the day I left the fire agate mine to come back this way to Florida, where I'm at now. And I packaged everything up that I had sitting inside of my storage unit into these white bags. And I can already tell you right now, this is going to suck for me a little bit and be super exciting at the same time. The reason it's going to suck is because there's wet newspaper in here. If you're one of the people that bought any of the boxes of rocks from me while I was out at the mine or directly after I left the mine, one of the things you'll notice is I was always trying to protect the fire agate, probably more than I actually needed to. And I used newspaper to do that. I would wrap everything in newspaper. Now, I would also put stuff inside of Ziploc bags. So there's going to be Ziploc bags in here of rough. And there's also going to be pieces of rough wrapped in newspaper that's gotten wet since these things have been rained on out in my trailer, because my trailer's not enclosed. So this is going to stink, and we'll get to that right after this. Yeah, I know. The music says, "Can you dig it?" And I love the scratching and I love the opening, in all honesty. I really appreciate the opening I made a few years ago. Yet, you can't dig this stuff right now, and it's really not worth it to go out there and dig this stuff right now. It's not worth the trouble that can come from it. And from what I've been told by the people that have visited the Opal Hill mine recently, there's a lot of vandalism that has gone on, and people with jackhammers have pretty much ruined the spot. It's nothing but tailings and overburden and stuff that's not fun, but I digress. Let's see what I have in the bags. Well, it looks like I can see plastic bags in this one. I feel lots of paper in this one. And I feel lots of loose rough and stuff in this one. Now, this Saturday and this Friday, I plan on posting stuff for sale, or I should say Saturday and Sunday stuff should be up for sale. I plan on putting videos up, and there should be stuff inside my Etsy store for people to purchase. And I'm trying to open this bag without tearing the drawstring on it, because it has a knot tied in it I don't want to mess with right now. But in reality, that's probably a bad idea. I should probably just cut the knot, or cut the string. And I'm looking around for something to cut the string with, and I don't see anything up here. There should be something up here, dang it. Well, I don't think these wire cutters will work, but will they? Let's find out. Whoa, that worked really easily. It appears that there's no paper in this bag yet. That's what it appears. It appears there's no paper. And I'm just gonna... We got one plastic bag with some paper in it. We got another plastic bag with a huge hunk in it, and another plastic bag, and another plastic bag. This is a good sign. These plastic bags are good signs. Typically, I would be in a really good honey hole while I would be filling up these plastic bags, and I would be throwing everything into them. And there's a nice little piece of fire agate right there. This bag is so ripped up, we might as well just go ahead and dump it out. Let's see what we have here. Alright, I dumped that bag out. Let's see what we got floating around in there. There's a little nodule. Looks like it might have some color in it. Move this light to where it's a little bit better. And I think there's some green underneath that rust spot. I call it a rust spot because a lot of times it would just be a thin coating of orange stuff, and underneath of it sometimes you'll have some color, and it'll have a nice polish on it just by hitting it with a towel or something. This light might be a little bit too bright. And no, all I see is black dark agate on that for right this second. Set that on the side. There we go. Bucket of water's closer. Got me a little towel. And I don't see any color showing up in this one right off the top, but that means exactly nothing. There can totally be a great piece of fire agate buried inside there, even though the color's not showing up right on top. Doesn't matter too much. But let's see if we can find a really startlingly gorgeous one. These little pieces. Now, out at the mines sometimes, I would totally throw stuff in the bag thinking it was fire agate because there's so much dirt and stuff, and it would just be matrix, like this piece. This piece appears to be just matrix. There's a little bit of opal in it right there. Little chunk of agate in it right there. I mean, there might be a little piece of fire agate in here. Yeah, we'll set that on the side of probably nots. And then there's a big chunk of agate. I definitely see little flecks, but it's very disjointed. And banding is really what I want to see. This is a low grade or no grade piece right here. That's what I'm thinking. This piece right here doesn't have very much going on in it that makes me think there's going to be good fire in it. I'll stick that by that other rock that I just had in my hand. Now this piece on the other hand, by looking at it like that, this is a piece I think would probably have something in it. It's got a nice opal layer on top. I keep going to look at my eyes instead of looking at it through the camera, and really I need to look at it through the camera. Well, I could be wrong. Yet I'm going to put this in the good possible pile. Now this has some calcite all on the outside of it. That tends to be a good sign too. And you see different layers of dirt and agate on top of white chalcedony. Put that in the calcite pile, meaning we could put it in some acid and it might show up with something. Just me, or do I see a little fleck of green in that piece right there? Yeah, this might be a good piece of agate. It might not. It might be too thin to be a good piece of agate because of stone that's in it. I'll put this in the maybe pile too. The thing about the maybe pile is it's definitely stuff I'm probably going to want to window before I go to sell it. I believe that my lack of knowledge of fire agate, that I'm scared that a couple of people that bought some big boxes from me previously might not have gotten their money's worth. And I really always want people to get their money's worth. I never want to sell something to somebody that they're not going to make money off of, because that's sort of the whole point of some of these sales. If I'm not cutting it, then there needs to be meat on the bone for you to make some money off of it. That's the way I feel, at least. We're about 5 minutes into this search, and I have yet to pull anything amazing out yet. But we have 3 more bags to go through. When I say bags, I mean there's 3 more Ziploc bags in front of me. Just brown agate, that's going in the maybe pile. Might have fire in it, might not. It has the right look about it. Ooh, I see a piece of color on that one. Now, color on top does not mean that there's no color inside. If there's no color on top, it does not mean that there's no color inside. That's what I meant to say. Now, this piece, on the other hand, seems like a shower. Like we got some loose chalcedony on top. Oh yeah, it's loose. And right underneath the loose chalcedony, I don't want to mess my thumbnail up doing that too much. I can get a screwdriver and do that with it. And right underneath the loose chalcedony, we got a nice red right there. That is a really nice red. Now that is a top grade piece. Look at that. Look at that color showing through right there. Definitely going to have a nice piece of fire agate. Nice sized gemstone out of that. As long as it doesn't get screwed up, which does happen sometimes in the cutting process. Until you get really good at cutting fire agate, you can accidentally screw the pooch and mess it up. But that's a great looking piece of fire agate right there. We're going to set that in the fire pile. The top grade fire pile. Now, one of the other things I like to do when I'm selling fire agate is I like to mix some really top grade with some maybe pieces, with some pieces that look like they should have fire, but the fire is going to be buried inside of them because they're the lottery ticket. And in my mind, it's that I'm giving up some really good pieces that are going to guarantee a payday, and then the other pieces need to be carved so that the people purchasing it, one, get better at carving the agate, and two, so they don't think that every piece of agate comes out of the ground is great that has color on top, because it's just not like that. It is just not like that. You can have a great piece of agate. That one's going in the no worry pile. This is the it's probably crap. That's a piece that looks like it's probably crap. It's probably crap pile. That's the one that one's going into. That looks like that might have a nice bit of color right on top. Let's get it wet. Yeah, and that's a really thin, it's really thin agate on top of the matrix. It's really thin agate on top of the matrix. And that fire agate itself, there's definitely fire agate in there, but it's not showing great color. It's just got the typical bronze seeing. But the fact that it's so thin makes me worried about it being a good piece of fire agate or not. So I'm going to put that in the maybe pile. Now, this is a dark piece of agate. It looks like it was broken. And I definitely see bands of color, but they're all bronze colors. I could be wrong. There could be more color underneath of it. There's definitely some bronze fire agate in there. And being that the agate on top is so dark, it's totally possible that underneath that bronze we could have some greens and reds and purples. It's totally possible, but who knows? Once again, we'll put that in the maybe pile. It's not great enough to be the awesome stuff. And this is going in the crap pile. When I was out at the mine, a lot of times, man, I can't tell. Like, there's so much dust and you get blind. You get blind from all the sunlight. And sometimes you think you have something and you just don't. And vice versa, too. That's going in the crap pile. It's another one going in the crap pile. I mean, there might be a piece of fire agate hidden in there, actually. Really thin, though. Let me... Yeah, there's definitely some fire agate in there, but it's really small. But you can really see that red showing up in that piece right there. There's definitely red underneath there, but it's a real thin piece of fire agate that's trapped inside of the matrix. Gonna put this in the maybe pile. Even though I see color in it, there's no guarantee there's going to be a good gemstone. Now, I'm hoping there's going to be a good gemstone because there's a really nice layer of opal. You see that yellow and white? That is opal. And I mean, just as a specimen, it's a nice piece of specimen. Got some opal and dendrites in it. And that thing might be underneath the rock. It might just be a nice piece of fire agate that's buried inside of the matrix. So this is going in the maybe pile. The maybe pile is a good pile. The crap pile is not a good pile. And I think this one's going in the crap pile. Crap pile rock right there. Let's rinse it one time because you never know what might appear. You can hear it popping and snapping and crackling. Let's look at that backside. Ugh. Tried to break it off because that piece of fire agate right there. I mean, that could run the line. I definitely see some bronzy fire agate in that side right there. But once again, it's really very thin agate on a very thick bed of matrix. So it's not quite crap, but... And the crap I throw away, so I'm put that in the maybe pile. But I'm sort of hesitant to even have that in the maybe pile. Sort of hesitant to even have that one in the maybe pile. Now here's another one with a big hunk of opal. And we see dendrites all on the bottom of it. But it seems to be a lot of matrix, yet there is definitely a pocket of agate right there. Let's wet it up and see what happens. I mean to be on camera, and I keep looking at it without being on camera. I got really good camera shots going right now. I don't see any layers in there, but with that piece of opal, we're definitely going to the maybe pile. Because you can have a broken side like this and still show no color, and then go carving it and have color appear. And it's definitely got the right shaping, and it's got some of the bronze on top. So this is going in the maybe pile. Lots of opal and dendrites in that piece, and I have found that out of this mine itself, lots of opal on a piece can be a good sign. Another piece with a big bed of opal, agate sitting on top. Definitely some fire in there. See bronze. That bronze is definitely appearing. There's definitely fire agate in there. A high bed of opal. It's not showing no amazing colors or anything yet, but who knows once it gets carved. And I really like that bed of opal on it. So let's go into the maybe pile. Because it has to be really, really good to get to the all-star pile. The maybe pile is the main pile, to tell you the truth. Because most pieces of fire agate aren't going to show you how great they are until you actually window them or carve them a little bit. Just had this break apart in my hands a little bit. Chalcedony, big bed of opal. Nice chalcedony top right there. I don't see any banding, but once again, a really nice bed of opal. The right colors. Really unsure about this piece. I'm not sure I want to put this one in the maybe pile even. Although, that's definitely a piece of fire agate came out of there, so... Yeah, I'll throw it in the maybe pile. Nice bitroidals. But not much more showing up, and I can see right through it on this section. Although it's a sort of a cool piece of chalcedony and agate, this is not fire agate. I do not believe this is going to carve a fire agate stone. Nope, I just don't think that's going to carve a stone at all, so I'm putting that in the crap pile. The cracked crap pile. That's a crap pile piece. Sometimes that can happen when I'm filling stuff up out at the mine, too. At the end of my trip there, I was really just interested in throwing everything I could in a bag. That's going in the crap pile. Crap. Out of focus. That looks like we got some fire agate right there. Oh, we got some broken stuff, though. I can hear it. Oh, there it went. Oh, there it went. But there's definitely a piece of fire agate on top right there. You can, whoops. Definitely a piece of fire agate on top right there. Put that one in the maybe pile because of how broken it is on the sides. It's really not a great piece of fire agate. And we got this little shards, which those aren't going to cut anything, so we're not really interested. If it's not going to cut anything, we're not interested in putting it in a box. We're not interested in selling it or cutting it. It's crap. If I won't cut it or even try to window it, then I'm definitely not going to try and sell it. That's for sure. This has got some nice shaping to it, but none of it's bitroidal, but it's definitely a hunk of agate. This is going to go in the maybe pile because it could use to be a window try. Try and window it. It has enough rock and chalcedony on it. There's nothing wrong with trying to window it. As long as it doesn't look like total crap. Like that looks like total crap. We'll get rid of that. Total crap. This has a good look about it. That definitely looks like a windowable piece of fire agate. This has taken way longer than I thought it would, to tell you the truth. This is only one bag I've gone through. There's another piece of fire agate right there. You can see that color on the edge of it. Yet who knows how much more is in there. There's lots of yellow and white on top. Maybe pile. It has to be really good to make it to the all-star pile. We have one piece out of this bag that made it to the all-star pile. That's definitely another piece of fire agate. And this is going to go to the maybe pile also. Nice banding on the bottom. Maybe pile. Like I said, to go to the all-star pile, it has to be really, really good. Oh, breaking it apart. Breaking the rocks, breaking the rocks, doo-doo. Breaking the rocks, breaking the rocks, doo-doo. And this is a maybe piece. When you have a bunch of white chalcedony and some really dark agate underneath from this mining claim, it can possibly be really good. This is a 20-minute video. I got to get this done. That is a maybe piece. Garbage. Garbage, 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 garbage. Yeah, that's garbage too. That's a maybe piece. Whoops, I'm not on camera. That's a maybe piece. Let's dip this and see what we have. Maybe. Maybe pile. Definitely some white chalcedony, some dendrites. Oh, there's a little bitroidal there, yet I want to see if I can see through it. It would be like that. Yeah. Now this is a good way to tell if and where the darker agate would be. And it looks like there might be some darker agate on that side, but I actually don't think that's agate right there. I think that's just matrix. And so I'm tossing that piece to the crap pile. Nice piece of opal right here. Big opal with a little bit of agate sitting on top. Really not sure about any color being in it. I like the opal on that piece so much, though, I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the maybe pile. And I think we are about done with this. A maybe little shard. Another maybe little shard. Oh, there's a little nodule I just found. It's got some color on top. Definitely got some color on top. We'll put that in the good pile just because it's so small. I don't want it to get lost in the other stuff and tossed away. And the rest of these look like they're garbage. Well, that one might not be. Let's look at it up close. Yeah, we'll toss that. All the rest of this can go in the garbage. It's all crap. It's all not big enough to do much with. Doesn't have enough color to be surprising. Or special. Oh, what did we find right there? Did we find anything? Did I find anything? That looks like it might be the other piece of that piece I just put over in the good pile. Definitely has a color on top. Definitely dark agate. I'll put that over in the good pile. Our good pile is very small, though. Well, out of that first bag, I have These in the good pile, already showing nice stuff on top. And then this is the maybe pile. And then that's the crap pile. And that's about after 20 minutes worth of work. Let's go through another bag and see what we got. It's a double bagger here, huh? Oh. Our check. That means I've already gone through that. I must have gone through this when I was making up somebody's bags over in Blythe. Because I had to, when I was making up boxes that I was selling to people, I definitely went through some stuff. This says recheck. I don't feel like going through a recheck bag right now, so I'm gonna put this on the side. Here's another double bag. Let's see if it's the same as that other one. Oh man, it is. Recheck. What that means is that these were not good enough for me to send to somebody, and I did not trust that they would be good enough agate inside of them for somebody to carve color, and I like to make my customers happy. I like them to be excited with what they get. So we're not going through those two bags. That sort of helps me on time, though. Instead, let's open up this bag. There's not much in it. Not much. Hopefully it's good. We got a big old hunk here, and I would be neurotic when I was at the mine about pulling stuff out in as big a chunks as possible, because it always seemed like if I got careless and I just started swinging all willy-nilly to try and get pieces out, that I wouldn't actually get the whole piece out. I would break them, and they seem to break right along the major color bars, which is really upsetting when you break your agates and all the color is in shatters at your hands. Like, that always sucks. So if you're one of the people that dug with me back then, you definitely know. Got a little bit of pink opal right there, but this stuff is so, I'm not even sure if it's opal. So soft. Definitely little beats of agate. There's definitely some agate in there. This is a maybe chunk. Whoops, I'm not on screen. This is a maybe chunk. Because there's definitely dark agate running there and there. This looks like it might be a good one. Definitely see some color in it on the edges. It's definitely one solid piece of agate. Some nice dark stuff on the sides. Put this in the good pile. This should definitely carve a gemstone. Confident that's going to carve a gemstone. You can see how red and orange that is on the edges. Yep, that goes in the good pile. Let's see what else we got here. Whoa. Attached to the rock, wrapping around the edge of the matrix. Let's dip it in some water and see what happens. Whoops, didn't mean to bump the camera. Well, that's definitely some fire agate there. Let me... Sometimes that copper and bronze would just rub right off. You see how orange this is now? I just try and polish it, and sometimes you do that and you'd have major colors right underneath. Not often, but sometimes. Well, it's definitely a piece of fire agate. I'm not sure about the colors that might be in it, or if there's any, because of how thin the agate is on the rock. It's a rather thin piece of agate on the rock. Yet, it's not bad. There, get rid of some of that rock. Now this is definitely going in the maybe pile. It's definitely fire agate. I think I see some green. Maybe it's just the reflection and the angle I was looking at it at. That is definitely a piece of fire agate. Put that in the cutters section. Windows, please. And this is another maybe piece. Definitely has the earmarks of something that should have a good piece of fire in it. But can't tell until it's got a little bit of cutting done on it. It's another one going in the maybes pile, which is like a windows and cutters pile. Need to put it on a bench or on a wheel or on a hand tool. Try and find out how good the agate is in it. Because I mean, I see pieces of color, I think, right there. But it might just be bronze. But it has all the right colors on the bottom of it to say that there might be something great inside. So that's windows pile. Go ahead and window it. Now this would have been something that I was totally neurotic about. Look at that. I got stuff falling off it. You can't see it because the shot's not wide enough. There we go. I just had these pieces of rock falling off right over here. Oh, that feels loose. Oh, look at that. That's a good sign. Oh. So after it's dried out a bit and all the air pockets have lost their water, sometimes this stuff will just break right apart for you. And sometimes you have a great gemstone just pop right out. Either way, it's definitely giving me some sign as to what's inside. Alright, got a phone call right there in the middle of it. Now this has definitely got some agate showing in it. Now, although it has agate, the agate is very red and it's very thin. And I'm not convinced there's going to be color, except for that edge right there. That edge is showing like you want to see. Maybe there is. Maybe there is some color. So I'm put it in the maybe pile, a window me section. It's the biggest section. Because it's not screaming, hey, this is amazing. But it is screaming, hey, there might be something. And now I got the rest of this big chunk that I just pulled that off of right here. It's rock and rock and rock. And the fire agate forms in the cracks of the matrix. There's definitely color on that edge. Oh, look at that. Trust me, if it broke that easily, there's no way that I broke anything that wasn't already going to break. Although by looking at the bottom of this piece right here, there's definitely probably some more agate in there. Look at the layers. See that layer and then that layer. You can see the line. And there's agate on that layer where it just broke off of. And then matrix right there. And you can see agate in between the creases. And then underneath of that, there's a bunch of agate running all over here. Whoops, it doesn't look like it's focusing real that great. There's a bunch of agate running underneath there, and then inside those crevices, there's probably more agate. So we're going to put this in the window me section too. But that might be something that has a bunch of pieces in it. Who knows? Cannot quite tell. Window me section. And then here's the one that was on top, and I definitely see some color right there. I'm going to dip this in some water. And there we can totally see some bronze, a little bit of orange. Who knows how much else is in it. And I'm going to put this in the window me section too. The maybe pile is the window it section. Because there is fire agate in it, but we don't know if it's good or medium. And I mean, there's a bunch of agate running along the side right there. So I'm thinking there's probably going to be a really good piece of agate in here. Really good piece of fire agate. We hope so. It's definitely got some fire in that section. Look at these. Some little nubbies popped off. Maybe section. That's a really small one. Yeah, maybe section. Lots of maybes with fire agate. It's not like other stones. Like, you definitely have to work on some of it to see what the great stuff, to see where the great stuff is inside of it. Sometimes you have them just magically appear, but those are the rarities. All right, 2 bags down, 1 more to go. Now this does not say recheck on it, and it's got some newspaper in it. And newspaper is a good sign that I haven't touched it since it was originally put together. And usually a piece with newspaper in it's going to be a good piece I was trying to protect. Although, like some of the people that bought some boxes from me while I was out at the mine, I tried to protect all their pieces that went out there because I tried not to send anything that wouldn't cut stones. The main deal. I'm trying to make it to where it would definitely cut stones. Well, let's just go ahead and open the good one first. Let's see what this is. Well, I know when I'd pull something like this out at the mine, I'd be all excited. Oh, that paper is so moldy smelling. Oh my God, I gotta get rid of it. Ugh. Now, back with this piece. Let's dunk this in some water and see what happens. Back side, top side, nothing yet. Needs to be windowed. Goes to the window pile. Line of agate running right through there. Sitting on some rock right here. Yeah, I'm not confident in that piece. No confidence in that piece right there. Definitely have some agate sitting in the crevices. And that's matrix and that's matrix, which means the agate line is really thin. Does come up there, and we got the nice bubbly shape right there. Window pile. Put that in the window pile. Might be something, might not be anything. Now there's a nice thick chunk of calcinian agate, and I can definitely see some fire on that section right there. There might be some great stuff underneath of it, because there is a lot of calcity on there, and that's usually a good sign there's something underneath. Have a little bit of rock, but mainly it looks like mainly agate on this piece, so we're going to put that in the windows pile. The maybe section is the windows pile. I know I've said that over and over again, but this is going to be like a 30-minute video of just going through some fire agate, and this took much longer than I thought, so I'll save the other 2 bags for another video. And right here it is, another maybe piece. Not showing any massive color on top, but might have some color in it. All right, now in this bag I got all kinds of little nubbies, and lots of times when I'm throwing little nubbies in here that actually got fire on them, well, that didn't happen too well. That thing broke right in half. I'm talking about little nubbies that got fire, but let me rinse this handful I got right here and show you what I'm talking about. These all look like they're going to have some color in them. They all got the right shape. This one's got that nice clear calcity cap on it that gives you a little bit of a reflection. If I can get it to reflect, I swear it was just showing me some good bronzes. There's that. And that color even seems to be inside the clear, which I found before. There's definitely some yellow and orange right there. So I think all these pieces are going to cut some gemstone. That piece definitely has got another piece of gemstone in it. So I'm going to put these in the good pile just because they're small and ready to go. And I see one on top already peeking at me. This is another piece that's good and ready to go. There's a nice sized chunk too. This might make a really big piece of gemstone. Got fire on the edges, right on top. Fire on that edge. So from edge to edge, and you look at my palm, that's like about the size of, bigger than a silver dollar, smaller than an apple, bigger than a silver dollar. It's on a nice sized piece of matrix, but this is definitely going in the good pile. I expect this to carve a nice piece of fire agate right there. I really want to burn through this last bag as fast as I can because this video is going to be way too long. And that piece, at first when I picked it up, I thought it was going to be crap. But then when I look at the edges of it, that's where our fire is usually going to be. And it's just a bunch of calcity on top with that nice line. So we put that in the window me pile. Window it up. And there are a lot of nice tiny notches in here. Lots of little pieces that might carve something great. You can see the Little piece of fire reflecting out that corner right there. So those are going in the window pile. I'm just going to grab me a handful because these all seem like most of them are little nodges. Some of them are little pieces of rock and crap. Oh, I dropped one in the bucket. But we definitely want to go through this quicker because I don't want this video to be an hour long. I want it to be no more than 30 minutes because uploading a 4K video that's 30 minutes takes my phone forever. And I'm shooting everything in 4K now, if you didn't notice. I'm definitely focusing on the quality being better. There's a nice little nodge right there. It's got some color on top. That in the maybe pile. It's got to have really great color to go in the all-star pile. There's very few pieces in the all-star pile right now. That's definitely a maybe. That's definitely a maybe. Woo! That's a pretty one right there. Look at that. We got red and green. That's, oh, the mud is falling off the back. That's a good piece. Size of my thumb. That's going to be a great piece of fire agate and very easy to carve too. That's a fantastic stone. I like that one. That's going in the banger pile. That's the ready to go amazing pile. That one's going in. Well, that whole washing it by a handful seemed to work pretty good in this one. This is a good bag. Let's do that one again. Got a handful of rocks. Rinse them off real good. Maybe pile. Maybe pile. And although I haven't said it in the last couple of minutes, there's a good one. Oh yeah, that's going in the automatic pile. That's going in the banger pile. Look at that red. This Saturday, this Sunday, there's definitely going to be videos going up of stuff that you guys can buy in my Etsy store. There's nothing in my Etsy store for sale right now, but this is all getting prepared to, ooh, there's another really good one. It might only be bronze with a little bit of green, but when the color's on top like that, man, that goes in the good pile. So the Etsy store is definitely going to have some items for sale in it. I don't have the live stream ability to do the 1-minute auctions like back in the day. There's another real pretty small one. Look at that. That's a gemstone almost ready to go. So this Saturday, this Sunday, if you've been thinking about buying some stuff from me, it's a good time to do it. It's a really good time to do it. And I know I've had a couple of people that have sent me some emails that I've meant to respond to, and I have not responded to those emails yet, maybe, pal. So forgive me on that. I have not forgotten about you guys. I will write you guys back. It's just I've been doing a bunch of other stuff, and believe it or not, typing and writing for me is a little bit frustrating. As you can tell, I love to talk. I'm not one of much for writing stuff down, although I should do it more because I got a lot of stories to tell, and it seems to be that if you write them so people can read them, you definitely make more money off of them than if you post them on a video. Well, unless you make a movie form video. I'm not too sure about that piece right there. Maybe, pal. You gotta be a real banger to go to the awesome cut me now pile. And so far, I've only had a few of those. How's that one looking? Good enough. Maybe. Crap. Crap. That's a maybe. Might have something good. Whoops, I'm not on camera. That might have something good in it. Yeah, that one's a maybe. These other ones are crap. Maybe crap, maybe crap. Thin piece of fire agate on some matrix. Look at that popping off. Rinse it again, see what happens. Yeah. I don't think there's anything special about that one, to tell you the truth. Put that in the crap pile. Maybe. Really small. You got to be a banger to get out of this really small pile and not end up thrown in the crap area. Yeah. Those are all going in the crap pile because they're just too small. Not enough going on that too small stuff. My cousin's down there starting up his race car. That's what you're hearing right now. And I'm just gonna zoom in. See if anything pokes its head out that's amazing. Told you my cousin's starting his race car up. The family races. Yeah, that's a maybe piece. Yeah, crap. Ooh, that looks like it might be something good. Rinse it off a little bit better. Yeah, that does look like it might be something good. The window me, maybe window me pile. They're the same pile, the maybe and the window me. I see something really sparkly there. Little, but really sparkly. Ooh, yeah, it's really sparkly. It's big enough for a ring stone. It's one thing you gotta remember is that stones that you put that go in jewelry are not very large. That vibration is purely from the engine going below me. I wish I would have stuck around here. I might have been a race car driver. That's a good piece. Look at that. It's vibrating so much though, everything's shaking. All right, now the vibrations are done. That's a good piece right there. Got green and bronze, and what you notice is that the bronze is here and then the green's down there. So a lot of times the bronze will be the first color and you'll have other good colors below it. Not every time, but a lot of times that's the way fire agate runs. That's definitely going in the maybe pile. Definitely going in the maybe pile. That's definitely a maybe. Definitely maybe. Definitely maybe. Definitely maybe. It's like what I'm saying over and over again. Let's give it a shine again. Now, could be some fire agate in those edges. Yeah, I don't trust that piece. It's not good enough. Not good enough. I'm gonna put some of this small stuff in my hands and wash it up because we're about done with this pile right here. Crap. Maybe. Maybe, maybe. Crap. Crap. Well, I'm not even on camera. And my light's in the way. Screwing all that up, aren't I? Oh, that's a throw it in the good pile. Crap. Maybe. Maybe. But it's so small I should have thrown it in the crap pile. That's got some color to it. Put it in the good pile. And the rest of this looks to be crapola. Oh, that one's not too bad right there. And that one's got some good color in it too. Look at that. All right. This pile right here is everything I went through and the really good pile. And this pile right here is the needs to be windowed, probably has good stuff in it pile. And those bags are the ones I didn't go through because they say recheck, which means that at one point in time, I was filling up sales boxes when I was out in Blythe, and I wasn't sure about those, so I put them in other bags to be re-washed and checked again because I didn't have a lot of water at my storage facility when I was doing it. And then the biggest pile is a pile of stuff that I would not consider selling. Or I should rephrase that, and I'll talk about that right now in just a second. Now that was only one of the 3 bags I thought I would be doing on video today. But I was only able to go through one with the amount of time I'd like to have this video last. And I still have 2 whole bags of stuff that I need to recheck before I were to do anything with it. Now, I've been out to Quartzsite and I've been out to Tucson. And one of the things that I've noticed when being out, especially to Quartzsite, is there are people that are saying they're selling fire agate, and they're selling it for like $11 a pound. And the $11 a pound stuff is like this. It's like mainly white agate. There might be a drift of brown in it here or there, but I personally would not buy that stuff at all because the possibilities of having real fire in it are really slim, almost none. I mean, it's not good quality stuff at all. Yet for $11 a pound, you really can't expect to get good fire agate. You're not going to get great fire agate at $11 a pound. I'll sell you this stuff at $11 a pound, no problem. And you might have some fire in it. But you do have cabbable chalcedony. There is dark in it, there is light in it, there is some opal in some of it. You can cabochon some of that and even have some fire agate pop out and sell it for something. I know that that stuff those guys have out there for $11 a pound sells because between one weekend and the second weekend I went out there, I saw their buckets had changed drastically. Now that might be only because people are buying stuff and they don't really know what they're buying and they're hoping they're going to get a good piece of fire agate in that stuff. Yet the reality is if you want some fire to pop out of some agate, especially stuff out of California, you really need some dark agate in it. It doesn't have to be dark on top. It can totally be white agate chalcedony on top of dark agate lines, but typically the color is going to run on top of or inside of the dark agate, and a lot of times in between the white and clear agate and the dark agate, and that's really the type of stuff you want to buy. Now, I've said this before in my videos, and I've said this online to other people. Really, the quality of the rough you get is going to depend on the hole it comes out of and the miner that's selling it to you, because some people care about their reputation more than a dollar bill, and the people I like to deal with are those kind of people. They want you to make money off of the stuff that you're spending and buying from them so that you come back and you buy more, because bad business does not create more business, but good business definitely does. So always keep doing good business. That's what I'm trying to do. I love you for watching. Thanks for making it till the end, and I'll see you soon. Hopefully, we'll see each other in the dirt in not too long. I got some plans. Me and my friend Nancy, we've been talking a little bit about getting together. Maybe we'll hook up with a couple other people from my viewership, and we'll all get together and do some digging. I know that some of the mine owners around that I've talked to, they would like to have me back again, and one of my friends has opened a couple of new feed dig mines. I definitely need to do some videos out there. Once again, I'll double it up. I love you for watching, and I'll see you in the dirt.